Get goes everybody, because I will be playing a game called Katawa Shoujo. Oh my god, this game helped me motivate me. It helped me lose weight. It helped me get off my ass. It gave me some. Yeah, it just motivated me to do stuff outside. I love this goddamn visual novel. It changed my life. Wait, where's the censored version? I know that there's a part where we can a safe mode. Text speed is awesome. Language selection, return. Where's the part where I can just does that mean I have to manually hide the nude scenes? Oh well. So let's start. God, I'm so excited. A light breeze causes the naked branches overhead to rattle like wooden wind chimes. Oh wait, should I press the space button? Alright. This is a popular retreat for couples in the summer. The deciduous trees provide a beautiful green canopy far out of sight of teachers and fellow students. But now in late winter, it feels like I'm standing under a pile of kindling. I breathe into my cupped hands and rub them together furiously to prevent them from numbing in this cold. Just how long am I expected to wait out here anyway? I'm sure the note said 4 p.m. Ah yeah, the note slipped between the pages of my math book while I wasn't looking. As far as cliches go, I'm more of a fan of the letter in the locker, but at least this way shows a bit of initiative. As I ponder the meaning of the note, the snowfall gradually thickens. Snowflakes silently falling from the white-painted sky are the only sign of time passing in the stagnant world. Their slow descent upon the frozen forest makes it seem like time had slowed down to a crawl. The rustling of dry snow underfoot startles me, interrupting the quiet mood. Someone is approaching me from behind. It's the wolves! Run! Hisao? You came? A hesitating, barely audible question. However, I recognize the owner of that dainty voice instantly. I feel my heart skip a beat. It's a voice I've listened to hundreds of times, but never as more than an eavesdropper to a conversation. I turn to face this voice, the voice of my dreams, and my heart begins to race. Oh yeah. Iwanako, I got a note telling me to wait here. It was yours? Damn it, I spent all afternoon trying to come up with a good line and that was the result. Pathetic. Yeah, I asked a friend to give you that note. I'm so glad you got it. A shy, joyous smile that makes me so tense I couldn't move a single muscle even if I tried. We are gonna score. Wait, this is Katawa Shoujo, right? I didn't sign up for any horror game. Is this Katawa Shoujo the DDLC version? Doki Doki Literature Club version? My heart is pounding now as if it were trying to burst out of my chest and claim this girl for itself. Wow, the art has been improved. Or is it the same art or is it improved? So here we are out in the cold. Once again the wind stirs up the branches. The cacophonous noise is music to my ears. Iwanako flinches ever so softly against the gust of wind. As it passes, she rights herself, as if supported by some new confidence. Her eyes lock with mine, and she lazily twirls her long, dark hair around her finger. All the while, the anxious beating of my heart grows louder. Why is the writing so good? My throat is tight. I doubt I could even force a word out if I tried. You see, I wanted to know if you'd go out with me. We're already out here. What do you want me for? What more do you want, lady? I stand there motionless, save for my pounding heart. I want to say something in reply, but my vocal cords feel like they've been stretched beyond the breaking point. I'm sorry, Wanako. I spent yesterday all night in the karaoke bar. Hisao? I reach up to try to massage my throat, but this only sends spikes of blinding pain along my arms. Hisao! That is my name. Don't shout it out loud. My whole body freezes because of the winter. Save for my eyes. My eyes are immune to winter, which shoot open in terror. Oh my god, I'm becoming Cyclops from X-Men. Oh, that explains the red thing. Hisao, shut up. I'm next to you. The beating in my chest suddenly stops and I go weak at the knees. The world around me, the canopy of bare branches, the dull winter sky, Iwanako running towards me. All these fade to black. We have now become part of the Rolling Stones album. Wait, was it a song of Rolling Stones or was it Metallica? Fade to black? The last things I remember, I'm a fake fan. Before slipping away are the sounds of Iwanako screaming for help and the incessant clatter of the branches above. Aww. Fade away. Hey, it did fade to black. Haha. Wordplay, that actually makes sense. Oh no, a heart monitor. Oh, Four Leaf Studios presents. Uh-huh. Katawa Shoujo. What does that mean? It means disabled girls, I think. Inspiration writer. Is it Raita or writer? Writing announcement to do arrest a couple. I can't read that fast, dude. Editing those guys. Music Blue 123. Cool. Hey, is this animated? I don't remember this. I remember playing it. I remember playing Katawa Shoujo like when I was in college. Yeah, I was depressed at that time, and then Katawa Shoujo helped me get off my ass, and I needed to do something, even if I felt down. This game was like, hey man, I know you're down, I know you're sad and stuff, but you need to do something, and I did it, and because I did something, the sadness, I didn't realize that the sadness was going away, and now here we are. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for this game. It's been 4 months since my heart attack. In that whole time, I could probably count the times I've felt this hospital room unsupervised on one hand. 4 months is a pretty long time when you're left alone with your thoughts, so I've had plenty of time to come to terms with my situation. Arrhythmia. Is that how it's pronounced? I think I've messed it up. A strange word, a foreign alien one that you don't want to be in the same room with. Is it contagious? A rare condition. It causes the heart to act erratically and occasionally beat way too fast. It can be fatal. Apparently, I've had it for a long time. They said it was a miracle that I was able to go on for so long without anything happening. Is that really a miracle? I guess it was supposed to make me feel better, more appreciative of my life. It really didn't do anything to cheer me up. Thanks, guys. My parents, I think, were hit harder by the news than I was. They were hit physically with a baseball bat. They practically had 2 hemorrhages apiece. Ooh. I didn't want to see that image. I had already had a full day by then to digest everything. To them, it was all fresh. They were even willing to sell our house in order to pay for a cure. What the hell, dude? Just chill out. Of course there isn't a cure. Because of the late discovery of this condition, I've had to stay at the hospital to recuperate from the treatments. When I was first admitted, it felt as if I was missed. For about a week, my room in the ward was full of flowers, balloons, and cards. But the visitors soon dwindled and all the get-well gifts began trickling down to nothing shortly after. I realized that the only reason I had gotten so many cards and flowers was because sending me their sympathy had been turned into a class project. How sincere. Maybe some people were genuinely concerned, but I doubt it. Even in the beginning, I barely had visitors. By the end of the first month, only my parents came by on a regular basis. Iwanako was the last to stop visiting. That bitch. And for 6 weeks, I never saw her again. We never had that much to talk about when she visited anyway. We didn't touch the subject that was between us on that snowy day ever again. The hospital? It's not really a place I'd like to live in. The doctors and nurses feel so impersonal and faceless. I guess it's because they are in a hurry and they have a million other patients waiting for them, but it makes me feel uncomfortable. You're uncomfortable with the doctors and nurses doing their jobs? Dude, what the hell? Take it easy, man. For the first month or so, I asked the head cardiologist every time I saw him for a rough estimate of when I'd be able to leave. He never answered anything in a straightforward way, but told me to wait and see if the treatment and surgeries worked. Surgeries? God, that has to be so expensive. So I idly observed the scar that those surgeons had left on my chest slowly change its appearance over time, thinking of it as some kind of an omen. I still asked the head cardiologist about leaving, but my expectations are low enough now that I'm not disappointed anymore when I don't get a reply. You get used to it. The way he shuffles around the answers shows that there is at least some hope. At some point, I stopped watching TV. I don't know why. I just did. Good job. TV's garbage for your brain. Maybe it was the wrong kind of escapism for my situation. Started reading instead. There was a small library at the hospital, although it was more like a storeroom for books. not a good place for books. Books need to be in a library. I began working my way through it, one small stack at a time. After consuming them, I would go back for more. I ate the books. I found that I like reading, and I think I even became a bit addicted. I started feeling naked without a book in my hands. But I loved the stories. That was what my life was like. The days became increasingly harder to distinguish from each other, differing only by the book I was reading and the weather outside. It felt like time blurred into some kind of gooey mass. I was trapped inside instead of moving within. A week could go by without me really noticing it. Yeah, that's what I feel when I play games that I really like. It's like time passes by in an instant. Sometimes I pause in realization that I didn't know what day of the week it was. But other times, all the things that surrounded me would painfully crash into my consciousness through the barrier of nonchalance I had set up for myself. The pages of my book would start to feel sharp and burning hot, and the heaviness in my chest would become so hard to bear that I had to put the book aside. The pages of the book would start to feel sharp and burning hot, and the heaviness in my chest would become so hard to bear that I had to put the book aside and just lay down for a while, looking at the ceiling as if I was going to cry. But that happened only rarely, and I couldn't even cry. Why not? Today, the doctor comes in and gives me a smile. He seems excited, but not very. It's like he is trying to make an effort to be happy on my behalf. My parents are here. It's been a few days since I've last seen them. Both of them are even sort of dressed up. Is this supposed to be some kind of special occasion? It's not a party. There's this ritual the head cardiologist has. He takes his time sorting his papers, then setting them aside as if to make a point of the pointlessness of what he just did. Then he casually sits down on the edge of the bed next to mine. He looks me in the eyes for a moment. Hello, Hisao. How are you today? I don't answer him, but I smile a little back at him. It's the least polite thing I could do. I believe that you can go home. Your heart is stronger now, and with some precautions, you should be fine. We have all your medication sorted out. I'll give your father the prescription. The doctor hands a sheet of paper to my dad, whose expression turns wooden as he reads it quickly. You are going to die! Don't panic! Oh, so many. God damn it, so many things to pay for. I take it from his hand and take a look myself, feeling numb. How am I supposed to react to this? Anything but ah! I'm really enjoying this because I love it so much. Oh my god, that's a lot. The absurdly long list of medications staring back at me from the paper seems insurmountable. So I said unsurmountable. They all blend together in a sea of letters. This is insane. Whoever wrote this is stupid. Why would you overlap words with other words? How am I supposed to read that? Side effects, adverse effects, contraindications? The dosages are listed line after line with cold precision. Try to read them, but it's so futile. Even though I've read so many books, but this is the one that crossed the line. Or cross each other. Can't understand any of it. Attempting to only makes me feel sicker. All this for the rest of my life every day? Well, at least Big Pharma is happy about this. I'm afraid that is the best we can do at this point. However, new medications are always being developed, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that list fade over the years. Years? What kind of confidence booster is that? I'd have felt better if he hadn't said anything at all. Also, I've spoken with your parents and we believe that it would be best if you don't return to your old school. What? Please calm down, Lisa. Listen to what the doctor has to say. Calm down? The way he says it tells me he knew full well that I wouldn't like it. Am I going to be homeschooled? Whatever of my concern shows, it's ignored. We all understand that your education is paramount. However, I don't think that it's wise for you to be without supervision. At least not until we're sure that your medication is suitable. So I've spoken to your parents about a transfer. It's a school called Yamaku Academy that specializes in dealing with disabled students. Disabled? What am I? It has a 24-hour nursing staff and is only a few minutes from a highly regarded general hospital. The majority of students live on the campus. Think of it as a boarding school of sorts. It's designed to give students a degree of independence while keeping help nearby. Independence is a school for disabled kids. Don't try to disguise that fact. If it really was that free, there wouldn't be a 24-hour nursing staff, and you wouldn't make a hospital being nearby a selling point. Of course, that's only if you want to go, but your mother and I aren't really able to homeschool you. We went out there and had a look of a couple of weeks back. I think you'd like it. It looks like I really don't have a choice. Compared to other heart problems, people with your condition usually tend to live long lives. You'll need a job one day, and this is a good opportunity to continue your education. This isn't an opportunity. Don't call it an opportunity. Don't call it a goddamned opportunity. Well, you should be excited at the chance to go back to school. I remember you wanted to return to school, and while it's not the same one, a special school, that's an insult. That is what I want to say. It's a step down. It's not what you think. All of the students there are pretty active in their own sort of way. It's geared towards students that can still get around and learn, but just need a little help in one way or another. Your father's right, and many of the graduates of the school have gone on to do amazing things. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. Then it's not actually a disability, then is it? One of my colleagues is in another hospital is a graduate. I don't care. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. That's what a disability is. That's what I said. I really hate that something so important was decided for me. What can I do about it? A normal life is out of the question now. It's funny, I'd always thought my life was actually kind of boring, but now I miss it. I want to protest. I want to blame this lack of reaction on shock or fatigue. I could easily yell out something now, something about how I can go back to school anyway, but no. I don't say anything. The fact is that I know now is futile. I look around the room feeling very tired of all of this. This hospital, doctors, my condition, everything. I don't see anything that would make me feel any different. There really isn't a choice. I know this, but the thought of going to a disabled school, what are those even like? As much as I try to put a positive spin on this, it's very difficult. But let me try. A clean slate isn't a bad thing. That's all I can think of to get me through this. At least I still have something, even if it's a special school. It's something. It's a fresh start, and my life isn't over. It would be a mistake to just resign myself thinking that. At the very least, I'll try to see what my new life will look like. Man. God, I love it. I'm so immersed with this. Hey, that's a heart. Put it back, dude. You'll die if that heart's out and stuff. Act 1. Life expectancy. Oh, shut up, Stain Buttle. The gate looked far too pompous for what it was. Pompous. In fact, gates in general seem to do that, but this one especially so. Welcome to, what was that school? Home Speak Academy? Right? What if there was a killing game, but the students are all disabled? Like, what? How would that work? That would be fucking awesome. I'd play that. Red bricks, black wrought iron, and gray plaster assembled into a whole that didn't feel welcoming at all. Because it's closed. I wondered if it looked like what a gate for a school should look like, but couldn't really decide. Probably no. Of course, I didn't want to get stuck on thinking about that gate for too long, thank God. So I entered through it with a brisk pace that felt surprisingly good. Moving forward feels good. So I walked towards the main building of Yamaku Academy with this brisk pace. I'm alone, as my parents are taking my stuff to the dorms and there's supposed to be someone waiting for me. The grounds are incredibly lush, filled with green. It doesn't feel like the kind of grounds a school would have, more like a park with a clean walkway, going past trees and the smell of fresh cut grass and all other park-like things. Words like clean and hygienic pop into mind. It makes me shudder. I shake them off. Stay open-minded now. It's your new life. You have to take it as it comes. That's what I tell myself. A few big buildings loom behind the leafy canopies. Too big and too many for just a school. Everything seems off. This is just too perfect place for for anyone to be in. You should be one of them rich kids in order to attend this kind of place. In order to have that 24-hour nursing thingy. Yeah, all that help and stuff. Everything seems off. It's everything from what I thought I knew about schools. It's an uncanny valley, even though I was told this was my... It's an uncanny valley, even though I was told this is my new school. In the back of my head, it doesn't feel like one. Because it isn't just a school, it's a special school. I wonder if the feeling is real or caused by my expectation of a school for the disabled. Speaking of that, I don't see anyone else here. It's kinda eerie. Makes me wish there was somebody here I could anchor myself to something tangible instead of having this feeling that I stepped into another dimension. The trees hum with the wind and the The trees hum with the wind, and the green hues flashing all around me catch my attention. It makes me think about hospitals again, how they say that the operating rooms are painted green because green is a calming color. Really? So why am I feeling so anxious despite all this greenery? Because green makes you sick. Because green is a disgusting color. Only after I stand in front of the haughty main building, I surprised myself by realizing why the gate bothered me. It was the last chance I had to turn back, even if I had no life I could return to. But still, after entering, there was absolutely no way I could go back anymore. Feeling nervous with this realization set in my head, I opened the front door. A tall man with bad posture noticed me as I enter. We're the only people in the lobby, so it's only logical. You must be Ninaniki? Nakai. Is it Nakai? I don't know how it's pronounced. So you are. Excellent. I'm your homeroom and science teacher. My name is Muto. Massive unidentified terrestrial object. The thing that Godzilla kicks ass. The thing that Godzilla killed. Welcome. We exchange a handshake that is neither firm nor sloppy, but he looks at his watch. The head nurse asks you for a brief check-in visit, but there's no time for that now. Oh, should I go later? Yeah, afternoon is probably fine. We should get going and introduce you to the rest of the class. They're waiting already. Waiting for me? I don't really like being the center of attention, but I guess it's inevitable in a situation like this. Somehow not knowing what is waiting for me makes me feel really nervous. Thinking of this, I almost missed what the teacher is saying. Do you want to introduce yourself to your class? Where's the save button? Oh, there you go. If I press the escape button, I can save here. Create new save. So there's no way where I can show. What does show image mean? Text history, skip out them. So there's no way I can hide the not so friendly stuff. Yeah, of course. Yeah, sure. I mean, isn't that normal? Of course, but not everyone likes to be at the center of attention. Probably one of those people, but I guess I should be the one to give the first impression of myself. Right, but it's no problem. Let's go then. My heart is pounding in my chest and it keeps me thinking about my condition as I follow the teacher up the stairs. The third door down the third floor corridor is marked as a classroom for class 3-3. Muto opens the door and enters. Good morning everyone, sorry I'm late again. I hesitate for a split second at the door, freezing on the spot. Get a grip, this is a big step, I know that, but there isn't any point to worrying so much about it, at least not this soon. I follow the teacher into the classroom and look around, partially so I won't have to meet the curious gazes of my new classmates. It's pretty spacious. The ceiling is unusually high and there's lots of space left over around the in-between the desk. Hey look, why is the male version of Haruhi Suzumiya here? Is there other references? You look familiar, but I don't know who. You too. Let's see, where were we? I was reading something. In between the desks, an entire wall taken up by the blackboards and the high, old-fashioned windows only make it seem larger. The students' desks are just standard wooden desks with it's not half. With a shelf underneath for books and wooden chairs with metal frames. Simple and efficient. I stopped walking in front of the classroom and faced the other students. They all look normal, but like students in any other school. But then, why would they be here? Dude, look closely. You're probably like me and have something wrong with them. Only it's just not immediately obvious. Then I noticed that one of the girls seems to be missing the thumb of her right hand. It's a little jarring. Wait, really? Where? Where is it? Despite the natural tendency to listen when someone's talking about you, I tune out the teacher's speech halfway through while he introduces me to the class. I notice a flash of dark hair and see that someone is looking at me. A girl with really long straight hair that is pretty eye-catching, and she sees me looking back at her. She covers her face with her hands as if it will make her invisible. That's not how you make yourself invisible, silly. There's one boy with a cane leaning against the lockers at the rear of the class. It's weird seeing someone so young with a cane. There's probably something wrong with his legs, or he just likes beating people up with canes. Another girl seems to be making some weird hand motions. Sign language? She peers at me over the rims of her glasses, then goes back to whatever she's doing. She's kinda cute. So is the cherry-looking girl with pink hair sitting next to her. She's really hard to miss. I don't know how I didn't notice her at the moment I walked in. Uh-oh. Pink-haired girls are always equivalent to yanderes for some reason. Please, welcome our newest classmate. He claps his hands, and so does everyone else, except for one girl in the first row who has only one hand. I cringe a little, but hide it by bowing in thanks for this applause I did not deserve. Did you know that in orchestras, instead of a violinist and all the other stringed instruments, they don't clap their hands. They stomp on their feet to show that, hey, I appreciate, or that's how they show their applause, by stomping on the ground repeatedly. I'm like, hey, that's really cool. I think I saw that in the anime called Nodame Cantabile. Fucking awesome. A collective silence tells me that I should open my mouth now. So, I'm Hisao Nakai. And after that, my hobbies are reading and soccer. I hope to get along well with everyone even though I'm a new student. And after that, I'm being so boring. This is exactly like every self-introduction ever. I should say something more exciting. I end up saying nothing. The teacher picks up from there. Everyone seems to be satisfied even with what little I said, though. A few girls are whispering to each other, throwing glances at me. It could have gone worse. I listen to the teacher as he drones out about getting along while letting my gaze sweep across the classroom. Everyone seems to be listening to him intently, and when he's done, they clap their hands again, which feels like a weird thing to do. The first row girl claps on this round with her one hand against her other wrist that ends in a bandage stump. Makes me feel a little bad. We're going to be doing some group work today, so that'll give you a chance to talk with everyone. Is that okay with you? Yeah, it's fine with me. That's good. You can work with Hakamichi. She's the class representative. She can explain anything you might want to know. And who else would be able to do that better, right? How could I know? The teacher passes out the day's assignments and announces that we will be working in groups of 3. It hits me that I don't know who Hakamichi is. Slow. The teacher seems to catch my helpless expression. Alright, Hakamichi's right there. Shizune Hakamichi. As he calls out her name, the cute, bubbly-looking girl with bright pink hair and gold eyes waves her hand at me. I take a seat next to her, by the window. Hey, I guess you're Hakamichi, right? It's nice to meet you. Naha! Well, I'm caught off guard by her laughter. It's nice to meet you too, but... I'm not Hakamichi, I'm Misha. This is Hakamichi, Shi-chan. Giggling, Misha points to the girl next to her, the one I saw using sign language before. It looks like she has been staring at me this whole time. She nods once, nonchalantly, to show that she acknowledges my presence, but only barely. She has short and carefully neatly brushed hair, a pair of oval-shaped glasses balanced on the tip of a dainty nose, and dark blue eyes that seem to alternate every few seconds between analytical and slightly bored. It's nice to meet you. She immediately looks at Misha, who smiles and makes a few quick gestures with her hands. Hakamichi nods and makes a few gestures of her own. I start to wonder if the teacher was messing with me, saying things like, "You'll be able to talk to people, and who better to explain things to you?" What an asshole. I can see you're a little confused, right? But I understand why you would think I was Shi-chan. Shi-chan is deaf, so I'm the person who translates things back and forth for her. I'm like an interpreter. She says it's nice to meet you too. You're the new student, aren't you? Well, Shi-chan, of course he is. If he wasn't, he would have been standing up there for no reason, right? He seems like a very interesting person, doesn't he? We knew there was going to be a new student, but we didn't know you would be here today. So soon, He-chan, right? He-chan? Yep, it fits, doesn't it? Did I say it out loud? It's just a surprise. I've never liked that nickname. I don't really see how. It fits. You just look like I imagined. Ha, yeah, you look like just a He-chan. I wonder why everyone seems to think so. Hakamichi taps her fingers on the desk to get Misha's attention. They gesture back and forth to each other excitedly, their hands a blur. Misha seems a little overwhelmed. Sorry about that. Shi-chan wants to know that she's the class rep, so if there's any... Shi-chan wants you to know that she's the class rep, so if there's anything you need to know, you can feel free to ask her. I mean, how am I supposed to do? Do you like the school so far? We could show you around a little if you haven't had the time to walk around and familiarize yourself with it. Misha stumbles with the hard word a bit, making it stick out in her otherwise fluid translation. Thanks, that would be pretty helpful. Yeah, I just kinda came straight to class today. Aha. That's no good. You should always try to learn as much as you can about where you're going before you go there, not just with school either. And always, even if it's a trip to the convenience store. Really, Shi-chan? Aha. Learn about where you're going. I'm terrible at directions. I still get lost I still get lost in the town where I live. Guess I didn't bother to do that, or just didn't care enough to do so. I didn't look forward to this, even if I committed myself to go along with it half-assedly. But anyway, I don't say anything, and Misha assigns something that ends in a shrug. What was that? It seems like it was about me. I feel like slumping over in my seat. Both of them are smiling, but that shrug hit me unexpectedly deeply. You look down. Are you okay? Don't take it the wrong way, please. I hate it when people are afraid to ask questions. That's how people learn things, by asking. Asking for help is perfectly normal, as much as needing help. Stop looking like you just failed a test. Wah, Alright. And another thing. You don't have to call Shi-chan something so formal like Hakamichi or class rep all the time. Just call her Shi-chan. Okay, maybe that's too casual. Maybe Shizune would be more appropriate? Yep, Shizune is fine. Yeah, okay, that would be a lot easier for me. I feel a lot more at ease. Both of them seem so friendly, so I feel like an idiot for being so apprehensive earlier, especially about Shizune, who I assumed would be all business. Well, she still seems like that, just less so, I guess. Huh? Alright, we haven't even touched the assignment. We should start work now, or Shi-chan will get mad. The assignment is also kinda long, so we should start now if we want to finish it before the end of class. That too. Shizune glares at the two of us impatiently. I don't need to know sign language to understand that. Okay, I get the message. After class, we can take a walk around the grounds together. It's a nice day today, okay? The assignment is actually very challenging to get through, combining aspects of being both difficult and unnecessarily long. Still, we finished it a few minutes earlier than anyone else in the class, despite our late start. Shizune and Misha are really capable. They're quite different, though. The class rep is as calm and professional as she looks, while Misha is a lot more playful and girlish, not to mention a little more easily distracted. To be honest, the two of them did most of the work. I feel guilty about that. The clock tower bells ring, signaling the end of the period. Time for lunch. Oh no, is the scissor man gonna show up? It's the clock tower. Without knowing what else to do, I follow Misha, who is beckoning me into the hallway and down the stairs. We descend even below the lobby where I met Muto, down to the bottom floor. Just like everything in the school, the cafeteria seems too spacious and oddly modern in contrast to the classic exterior. Its big windows open to the courtyard towards the main gate. It's the cafeteria. I know. Her enthusiastic statement of the obvious makes people around us stare, but Misha doesn't seem to care, so we proceed to the line. There is a rather long list of menu options, which seemed great until I realized that many of them are to accommodate students who need special diets. Oh, how nice. It almost feels like I'm back at the hospital, eating portions measured with scientific precision to meet the needs of the patients. I pick something at random and follow Shizune to a table, sitting opposite of her. As I nibble indifferently at the food I'd rather not eat, Misha pokes me in the side to get my attention and points to Shizune. I don't understand signs, so the point escapes me. Maybe looking at a person who talks to you is proper and polite? Do you want to know something? What? About anything. We're your guides, so you should ask if there is something. I wonder. I kinda want. I want to continue, but I have to prepare for work though. So, let's see. Oh, I see. That's how it is. So this is Can I hide show image? Oh, okay, cool. So this is Katawa Shoujo. If you want to try the game for yourselves, the links are in the description. God, I love this visual novel. That is all for today. Stay safe and take care of yourselves.